And what advice do you have for parents who feel stuck in survival mode but want to transition into a new career?
Yeah, so that's a big one, right? So for me personally, my child has special needs. So like our approach and tactics to a lot of things are very different. Like they take a
Mhm.
lot of intentionality. So we had to consider a lot of like game plans making this change, right?
Yep.
Most importantly, after going through the program, what does the ideal position look like for our dynamic, right? Because it's not just all about the money, right? A lot of times people see that the dollar amount, and you're like, yeah, that's it for me. And then you don't weigh in, how much time is going to be expected of you. You don't weigh in, what I'm saying, work life balance. You don't weigh in all those other things that make a job great. And so those are things that I was constantly assessing as I was in the job market. Is okay, that's a good position, but okay, it's having me move to a place where we wouldn't have any support, right, with our child. That's kind of a no-go, right? So there were positions where I probably could have picked it up a lot quicker, but it just wasn't conducive to our family dynamic. And you have to assess that, you know what I'm saying, as you go. Um, when it comes, and every family dynamic is different, right? You and your partner know, or you as an individual know what's going to be the best thing for your family, but you just have to keep that into perspective when you start seeing the commas and you start seeing the dollar amounts, right? You got to factor in all the things that are going to make this work for you and your family, you and your kid, you and your spouse, right? So
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, we have three, and I've been remote really since the pandemic. And so it is very beneficial that, well, there were times where at other roles previous to this where I was in the office, but it was still flexible. I've always had a role where I can say, hey, I need to go to the doctor or I need to go pick my child up or this or that. And I think
yep.
flexibility is a big one. It's one of the reasons why I advocate for like single moms to get in a more technical role that's on salary, that's not connected to a phone where they're monitoring, hey, what are you doing? You got to be on this call, all those metrics things. I advocate for that because I already know how stressful that is on you, especially if you're in a place where you don't have help. So I feel you a bit too, because out here, like my parents, they're back home in Louisiana, and like I have a really big family, so I would definitely have a lot of help if I was back home too. I could call anybody, say, "Hey, what?" My family love to watch kids, so if I say, "Hey, you want to watch the girls? You want to watch my son?" They'll, say yes in a minute. And so out here, that is not the option right now, and everybody's still. Well, my son is the youngest; he'll be 2 tomorrow, but the other girls, they're getting older, but they still have their needs and their issues, and like you said, it's just one of those things, and that's why I think why it's beneficial. And I like that you also talked about not just the money, because when I'm interviewing for roles, I'm always asking about benefits. I'm
Hmm.
always asking about, hey, how much the insurance costs? What other type of
Yep.
perks do you have? Because you know, insurance is a lot. I spend a lot on insurance,
Me
a
too.
lot. And you're like, man. So when you find there are companies out there that like Costco, for example, just for a single person, $20 biweekly, and I think if you add your family on, it's like an extra $20.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you get this. The people who work in the store get the same benefits you'll get working on corporate side.
That's what's
So I was
up.
like, yeah, that's pretty amazing. But yeah, parents, if you have been struggling, you still have time to get into a role like this, just because of the flexibility it gives you and potential, like what things you could do, like for your family or needs or whatever. Like I got kids, my daughter got to get some glasses that's mad expensive. So I can imagine if I was in a regular job or with a regular skill set, I wouldn't be able to pay for them.
Yeah.
So it's definitely that. Those are reasons. I think though that's also the reason why I like to work with people with families, because they'll come to me and they'll say, "Yeah, I'm ready to do this. I got a family. I got to do this and that," and they get to it.
Yep.
that's kind of like some of the ideal people sometimes in the program. Like you got people depending on you, you got time to play.
Exactly.
This video is being sponsored by Yellowtail Tech. If you're feeling completely stuck in a dead-end job, making less than your worth, and wishing you could break into tech, I need you to stop scrolling and listen up for a second. You don't need a fancy computer science degree or a background in coding to change your life. In fact, 90% of the students who go through Yellowtail Tech start exactly where you are right now, at absolute zero. This is why I fully support Yellowtail Tech. They aren't one of those massive high-volume boot camps that just take your money and leave you hanging. They focus on the quality over quantity. In just 6 to 9 months, they give you all the hands-on training you need with AWS and Linux, and the actual career coaching you need to land a high-paying IT job. But let me be completely real with you. They handpick their students. They don't care about your past, but they do care about your future. They care about your determination. If you're not serious about putting in the work to change your life, they aren't interested. But if you're ready to build a real high-paying career, let's get you on the right track. Click the link in my description and book your free career strategy session with Yellowtail Tech today.